木門の層、毒鬼火の術。成仏完了。
The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. Should you watch it? Like, I instantly vibed with this anime, but I definitely have to be critical from it from a few different points. I'm not gonna just say resounding yes. Now, me, on a very personal level, it is a resounding yes. I am watching this anime. I freaking loved it. It instantly vibed with me, and I love everything that it's doing. But for you, it may not exactly be the case. So let me kind of give you both angles of it. So let me start off with the no. And, you know, when the reason I say no, right, is you clicked should you watch, right? And maybe you've watched episode 1, or maybe you haven't watched it yet. So you just kind of want to know, should you watch it? And to answer that question, I'm going to say this, right? The answer for a no would be if you don't like a couple of things when it comes to anime. If you don't like OP characters, like OP protagonist, then I would definitely say this: no matter what this story does, this guy is going to be OP in many different ways. And he's definitely going to have all the different tropes that come along with being OP, right? Gonna get the girls, gonna get the magic, gonna get the big kills, gonna get the demon lord stuff, you know, like all the things that you can imagine is gonna happen, this dude's gonna do, right? If you don't like OP characters, don't watch it. If you don't like a character who kind of looks like, you know, when the story starts, he's gonna look like a child, but eventually he's going to look like every other protagonist for these types of isekai type stories, right? He's going to look like Kirito, pretty much. Black hair, might even wield a sword. He might even dual wield a couple of swords at some point, right? If you don't like that, then, you know, then don't watch it. If you don't like a story where it's, you know, kid doesn't have magic, kid still finds out how to do magic, kid goes to magic school, kind of story, don't watch it. You know, those are all the reasons here to basically like not watch the anime. And I also don't think that, even though the story does take a different approach, right? This dude was an exorcist, so there's going to be a lot of exorcist type things that happen here. He's going to exorcise different demons, control demons. He's going to have shikigami. He's going to have, like, you know, different ways that, you know, are handled that are very unique towards anime that do exorcism, which I think is unique. But it is going to continually follow the same kind of pattern that most animes follow. So if those things are things that you seemingly do not like, that's completely okay. There's too many anime, not all of them are for everybody. There's no harm in it. Just don't be one of those people who are like, the anime sucks so much. Simply don't watch it. And that's completely okay. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Now, why should you watch it? So I'm going to talk about at least episode 1 spoilers. So why should you watch it? And if you want to click off at this point, completely okay. I'm going to talk all about episode 1 and what happened here. So the reasons why you should watch the anime and why episode 1 kind of blew me away is this story follows 𝐒𝐚𝐽, and 𝐒𝐚𝐽 was once a highly to the highest regarded exorcist in the world that he originated from. And his story revolves around, being an exorcist and being betrayed by the very court that employed him. Seemingly because the people who employed him were jealous, wanted some power that he had. Whatever the case is, they basically decided to take all of his pupils from him and threaten him and everything, which ultimately ended in his demise. Before he died, he cast a very strong reincarnation spell, and he was then basically reincarnated into another world, a very similar parallel world, but another world. This world, instead of exorcism and demons and stuff, is more modern and has magic and magic wielders who fight demons or monsters, I should say. So very fairy tale type world that he was reincarnated into. So now his goal is to learn all about this world. Well, he's kind of gimped from the start because he doesn't have any mana. So he's a person who doesn't have any mana. So he kind of has the zero to hero type story, but he still has all of his, original what do you call it? His original intelligence that he was able to carry over from the past world to this world. And he was also gifted with a body that has very high curse, curse, what do they call it? Curse power? I think is what they called it. Curse energy. So he has a body that has a lot of really curse energy, and that's exactly what they need for exorcism. So he's still able to achieve magic just through curse energy, as opposed to the traditional mana source that most magicians have in this world. So I think just that alone is an incredible, kind of like storytelling piece. The other thing is he was born into a home where he works. His family is very high up in the empire, and he's part of a great house. Now, the reason that he's gimped, besides the mana piece, is he was also born of a concubine. So his dad, had a relationship with the concubine or with another female who ended up being a concubine, as opposed to the lady of the house. So he's also like the third kid in the family, and he's also the kid of a concubine. So he's not really as regarded. He's still regarded as one of the house, but not as the same as his brothers are. And one of his brothers is a complete dick too. So there's that. One of his brothers is pretentious. He's like, I'm the magician, blah blah blah, freaking asshole. So they have that as well. Then we also get to see that he kind of goes through a arc this episode. He goes from 7 years old to 11, and he basically practices magic and everything. He wants to go to the magic academy like his brothers are going to go to, but he's not given the same blessing as his brothers because he doesn't really have the mana source for it. But he basically spends 4 years learning about the world and learning about magic and how to uniquely do it himself. He summons a kitsune type like fox girl as well. And the episode ends with him, finding somebody who has, I think he called it soul magic, which is this like girl who maybe might be a descendant of foxes or something, but it's his maid, and he has relations with her. And when I say relationship, like friendship. And then the episode ends with him overcoming a really, really high level monster and really showing off. And basically now he's going to be like, everyone's going to be like, wow, he's so cool. He's so good. Blah, 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 blah. So, all of that really resonated with me. I like him as a character. I like his attitude towards things. I like how he's not going to be pushed around at all. I like how he's very reserved with what he shows, but he's still showing a lot. And I like how he has the goal of like, okay, I'm going to live this life the right way, but I also want to be highly regarded and respected too. So he's kind of, working the system. He just turned 12, so now he has time. He's probably going to go to the Royal Magic Academy as well, and kind of do his thing over there. So I'm along for the ride. I like the character. I like the setup. I like the Exorcist, view towards it as opposed to traditional magic, which is going to give him like some uniqueness, right? He's going to have different summons and things like that are unique to this world. So he's basically bringing a piece of something that doesn't exist inherently in this world, but he's still able to bring, because the core of it still exists in this world, just not what he really has. So this would be something very unique. So I like it quite a bit. Now, am I going to be covering? Let me answer the question. So that's why you should watch it. And if not, give it, worst case scenario, give it 3 episodes, see if you like it or not. I'm going to be watching it regardless. Now, will I be covering it on the channel? Of course, as always, it depends how this video does. If this video pops off and I get a lot of support on it, I'll be back for episode 2 next week. If you enjoy my views, but the video doesn't get a lot of support from the non-traditional viewers, right, so this doesn't pop off, then I won't be back next week. There's too many anime this season. There's like 26 anime that are on my list to watch. 10 main ones, but then there is also returning ones too. So there's I think 16 or 17 that are specific that I'm going to be launching video ones on. And really, I'm just going to say, okay, who showed the most support, and whichever videos did the best, that's which anime I'm going to be covering weekly. So if you want to see a lot of support on this video, want to see me weekly, comment down below on why you should or shouldn't watch it, or just comment an emoji just to show the algorithm, so this could get pushed out. And make sure you guys like and, of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But, my friends, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.